Hello, Michigan gardeners. This is Doug at Buzzard Farm, just outside of Marshall, Michigan. Um, People have been stopping and asking. We're in the third week in April now. They've been asking, well, what can I plant? And so some of the things that we're planting, in spite of next week's prediction for snow and nights in the 20s, we've put out some calendula, which you see here, sometimes called pot marigold. And then back here, I'll swing so you can see it. This is the sweet peas I've put out, and I've staked and got it ready for them to vine, but it'll be a few weeks before they vine and start crawling up those twines that I strung across there. And then I'm not fully confident about the weather being so cold this week. I've got several flats of Snapdragons, so I'm going to put out one of the flats I have. I usually put out 7 or 8 flats of Snapdragons for cut flowers during the summer. They start blooming toward the end of June. If you put them out now, again, barring anything bad happening Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, when we have the really low temperatures and the slushy snow they're talking about, if you put them out now or wait until after the really bad weather's gone this week, they branch so much better. You get multiple blooms per plant, instead of if you go to a greenhouse and you buy Snapdragons that have been grown in the greenhouse, they're just one spike coming up. You get one, maybe 2 flowers. You don't get a full branching of it. We use this black plastic system. If you drive by the farm, you'll see we've got it laid out for the year. And there's really helps with weed prevention. And then what we do is either poke a hole with a bulb planter, like this, or if the soil's workable, just use our fingers and dig down through, making a hole in the plastic and then putting our plant in. I'm probably going to do that with the Snapdragons and see if I can do it. I can make a smaller hole with my fingers than with this. And again, it's all about weeding. Underneath the black plastic, running down approximately down the middle of the bed, is drip irrigation, and we hitch that up to a header line, and then we're able to give the plants water, especially during the summer when it gets hot and if we do go dry. But the main thing for the black plastic is it just eliminates a lot of weeding for us. We don't have to spend as much time out here weeding. But I do have the flat of snaps, and I'm just going to plant a few. I did the calendula 3 wide, 2 on one side of the drip and 1 on the other side of the drip. But Snapdragons, I've typically just done them 1 on each side of the drip to give them plenty of room to grow and expand. And these snaps are still a little bit young for what I usually put out, but I just wanted to do the video before it gets really cold also. And I just tuck them down in there and probably space them about 8 inches apart. And I'll do another 4-pack. This is the Rocket series, used by a lot of the cut flower growers. Grows very tall, so will require me to put in some staking. Not as tall as the sweet pea stakes, but I have to put enough stakes in so that if we get wind, and we always do, that they can lean on the twine that I string around. So I use poles that are about this high, and then I twine it usually a couple of times to keep the Snapdragons up and from falling over and getting wind blown. But after you do that, just give them all a drink of water. And again, we're so cool at this time of year, probably not going to need to worry about watering them too much right now. We're not that hot yet. We haven't had the moisture that we usually get. But again, with this system, they're talking about the middle of this week. It's going to be like the 20th, 21st, 22nd of April. They're talking about some snow. They're talking about some ice. They're talking about 20s at night. I'm only putting out 1 of my flats of Snapdragons just to see how they do. Historically, they've always handled the 20s, but they're not that big yet. I don't need to rush it, but some people have been stopping at the farm and asking, what can I plant? So some of the things we've done for flowers anyways, I've done a flat of snaps, did some calendula, or pot marigold it's sometimes called, and then I put out the sweet peas. Again, they've always gone through those temperatures. But as far as like your warmer things, zinnias and marigolds and petunias and stuff like that, I usually wait on that for a while longer. Petunias can take a frost, but freezes and stuff tend to do some damage to those plants. So this will be the video for a while. We'll have to see what happens with the weather this week as to whether it slows us down a lot or we're able to pick back up. But I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.